taking shots at the enemy. I'm gonna make it to the top, leave a legacy. If I got something to say, you better let me speak. Turn it up a new degree, bitch, you ain't seen anything. I pop off with the new rock, electronic, blow the sonic roof up. I'm too honest when I take a few shots. They're too toxic, need to take the noose off. And you cannot save me, cause I don't need saving. It's everything I've been chasing, all here for the taking. Don't wanna test your luck with me, I think I've had enough disease. I'm sick of all the bad thoughts, people who are half-nots.
You are not as tough as.
Welcome to Breakdown. We've got 2 more Conquest qualifiers here tonight and a couple of massive matchups. And we're going to start off the show with a prospects bout. 2 stars looking to break out on Breakdown. Let's get to that bout right now. Well, how about we kick off Breakdown right? We got a singles match set for 1 fall. And we're bringing out some good talent to get the show on the road.
The following contest is scheduled for 1 fall, making his way to the ring, representing Legado del Fantasma from Monterrey, Mexico, weighing in at 205 pounds, Angel!
Well, Breakdown has come the home of the breakout prospect. Since the brand split, new talent are finding their way onto the show and finding opportunities to compete with some of the very best. Garza tonight has that shot in a breakout type of matchup. Legado del Fantasma repped in this bout as well. And well, if it's anything to go by, Garza's taunting on the way to the ring, really a setup for the standard. But that standard is going to be met with a ruler. A conqueror. A beast. Former NXT champion, North American champion, and star of the year.
And his opponent from Lagos, Nigeria, weighing in at 273 pounds, Femi!
The man looking for his breakout moment here in IPW. So, can he deliver against quote-unquote inferior opposition? We shall see as he takes his stroll to the ring. A difficult test in front of Femi as he wants to maybe forge a path towards gold. Here in IPW, certainly some options with Drew McIntyre and Will Ospreay as potential targets. But obviously, to get into their eye line, you've got to be earning dubs here in IPW. And the ruler needs to start off with one. Big clothesline to start this bout off for Femi. Garza, Hurricane Rana utilizing the ropes. You expect to speed your agility. The overall standard and pace to be set by Gaza. However, Femi, once he takes control, he is very much going to take that tempo down to what he is comfortable with. And that big boot might be the tempo setter he needs. Targeting the lower extremities of Angel Gaza is the ruler here. Angel rolls to the corner. Avoid whatever Femi was looking for. Charging in Nigerian. You've got to feel has that like NFL background, that American football style of look and pedigree. A linebacker, some may call him. But raw power with the confidence, the suave style in the ring. Femi can and will control a bout. Heads up top, and he looks to fly, but crash landing as he misses that double axe handle. He is still in control. Military press up. No. Gaza escapes. Roll-up attempt. Gets a 2. Pin reverse. Ober on top. Gets a 2 for himself. A third pin in the sequence. Only going to amount to a 1. But Gaza takes control with a code breaker. Angel looking to continue the offense. Takes to the sky and hits a nice drop kick there onto Obafemi. Gonna keep the pressure on as he hits the ropes. Double axe to the back, and certainly is a tune-setting moment. As we're gonna refer to the tempo of this bout, it's gonna be either super quick or super slow. There is really no middle ground with both these stars involved. Gaza connects. Looking to double underhook Oba. Takes him up and spikes him with the pile driver. Into the cover he goes. 1, 2. And a kick out there by the ruler, but he is certainly feeling the punishment here from Gaza. Hooks him up again. Fuck. Buster. 1, 2. And the ruler somehow able to kick out of that close package style of attack. Femi now fired up after taking some heavy shots. Pop-up powerbomb into the cover. 1, 2. No. Gaza able to kick out of that situation, and certainly a difficult one to be able to survive. Femi has put away many a man with that powerbomb. And, well, Gaza, he's certainly lucky to still be standing right now. Typically, not many people move after receiving that powerbomb, but he's able to hit that high knee strike, and, well, he's keeping the pressure on. Walls of Jericho applied. That Boston Crab as well. Gaza seems to be channeling his inner lion tamer. But Oba plants him with a DDT. That spinning from on the shoulder, not something you typically see from a big man. Speed and agility with technical prowess. Oba does possess a lot of skills in his arsenal, but Gaza, he's putting on a certain show here. Femi's struggling to deal with him. As off the middle rope, a picture perfect moonsault landed by Gaza. Angel tries to follow up, but a big stiff right from Femi puts an end to that. He avoids the follow-up shot, but Gaza hooks him up, butterflies him into the fuckbuster, stacks him for the pin. 1, 2. No, near fall. The hand from our referee, big man Kevin, on the verge of tapping the mat for a 3, but Oba barely rolls that shoulder up. Avoid, in fact, not even avoids, just brushes that drop kick off and then flapjacking Gaza off of it. 1, 2, no. A little more needed for the ruler to pick up a win here. And it will be certainly a good step forward in the new year for the ruler. Looking to make impact as he yeets Gaza across the ring. Now for the run. Pop-up powerbomb. The ruler dominant with this. Impressive is certainly a statement we can put to this match. The ruler took his licking and then able to swing for the fences and hit that home run shot to put away a very game Angel Gaza. A lot of the early stages was Angel in control. That pile driver, my word, it is such a prolific maneuver. So many careers ended by it. There's a reason it is banned typically, but Gaza able to land it perfectly and force Oba into a tight situation through the rest of the match. But here, this moment, Femi, I thought was going to swing back, but he gets caught trying to approach Gaza. And then, yes, the nightmare for Gaza hits as that just awoke the beast inside Oba Femi. Just border tossing him across the ring. And then a toss to an ending. The ruler lays siege to his kingdom.
Here is your winner, Oba Femi.
And took over to win this match. What looks more promising in the future for Femi, we will have to find out next week. Well, from a breakout star opening the show, how about we reach our Conquest qualifiers?
The following is a fatal four-way match. Making her way to the ring from Los Angeles, California, Nikita Lyons.
A surprising star in IPW is Nikita Lyons, earning herself the title shot at Cash Out against Julia. Failed to win in that situation. Is looking to go back and challenge the woman that literally knocked her out with an Arrivederci at Cash Out. Get there though, 3 other big time ladies stand in her path. Nikita has to go through a former NXT UK Women's Champion in Blair Davenport.
And her opponents, first from Wellington, New Zealand, Blair Davenport.
Davenport, one of these stars that sees action from time to time. Able to pick up some pretty nifty wins during her time here in IPW. And obviously, she can turn a situation on a dime in her favor. Now, while the championships and glory has not fallen in her pathway just yet, tonight may be that chance, that opportunity to go to Conquest. And just looking at this women's Conquest match heading into our final set of qualifiers. Obviously, tonight we have one more after this match, and then next week our last qualifier will take place. But looking at the stars currently in it, Chelsea Green, Tegan Knox, you've got Jada Parker, Isla Dawn, and one of these ladies, Ren Sinclair, as we know, repping the Ren QCC, very much looking for success here in IPW. And of the divisions, I think that on Breakdown is perfect for her. The breakout show, we've already started talking about that in our first matchup tonight with the breakout prospects. Certainly a few of them in this matchup already, with Nikita, Blair trying to find that moment, and Ren just needing time to really turn into an epic star. But this lady, she's looking to reclaim success.
And from Laredo, Texas, Roxanne Perez.
Former television champion. Competed during the road to the showdown. Obviously failing to win it all there, but as we say, she is a former champion. One of the very few that have been competing during this qualification period to Conquest. The likes of Chelsea Green in that picture for former champions. Dakota Kai. Then you have Natalia to round out that field of former television champions. Bear in mind, this is not even qualification for that championship. A separate division is what these ladies are going for. And it is Julia's Sapphire belt that will be on the line at Conquest. And one of these four ladies will be fighting for it. We get underway with our first Conquest qualifier here tonight. Our fifth one out of 7. Blair battling with Roxanne. It's Ren and Nikita. But that's going to change slightly as Blair now challenged by Ren. As a little do-si-do begins, it is partner switching galore as Ren and B, or Blair, I'm going to refer to as B, forgive me, but that is also a name she goes by, but Ren and Blair, a little do-si-do as they miss their drop kicks. And that's going to be costly for Ren and now Blair as Nikita able to drop both of them. Roxanne now turns her attention to Ren, who's waiting, baits her in, hits the dropkick, goes for the cover. Simple as you like, and we've actually got such a clash of styles in this battle. You've got power and striking out of Nikita, striking out of Blair, Ren the technical wrestling, and then the speed and agility of Roxanne Perez. It is a mixed match of styles as Roxanne watches on as that's a beautiful German suplex from Blair. Ren, capitalized, may have been going for her own there onto Nikita. And Lion sends Ren flying out the ring. Belly to back suplex comes through from Lyons, who is really just looking to build on momentum that she finished the year out with. Bear in mind, a lot of the stars had a half a month, if not now close to a month, of time off. Beautiful chop block there from Blair. Gonna capitalize on the work that Roxy set up for her, with Ren now perched up on that top turnbuckle. Sinclair dropping the axe, misses wildly. How she managed to do that, God knows. But now the strike battle begins between all four ladies. Ren, a gutbuster type maneuver, hitting the side of Roxy into her ribs. It's really a awkward landing because you're putting full pressure onto the rib cage, trying to just crush it inwards rather than an awkward thing where it's on the back where you're stretching him out. It is certainly prolific in terms of a landing. Roxanne back to her feet though, but Ren's still on the offensive. Pinfall here from Nikita, trying to put away Blair, but a beautiful German suplex from Ren just negates Nikita's follow-up offense. Blows being exchanged here as Roxy puts down Nikita after Lyons' offensive flurry onto Blair Davenport. And you've got to think that Roxanne Perez, a big target in this matchup. Not in stature, but as successful here in IPW. Nikita into the cover. One, and a kick out given there by Ren. Don't expect to win just yet. All four women fairly fresh, fit, and fighting ready for this battle. Roxanne taking it to Davenport as Ren getting worked over by Nikita. Chop block attempt by Roxanne. Misses wildly. Now going to be made to pay with a snake eyes that busts her open in the corner, and you just see the blood right on the temple. Nikita delivering that moment. Could put Roxanne out of contention. Nikita has certainly been a different animal since the start of December. Taking over and lashing out to get that title shot at Cash Out. She wants to go back to back in terms of title shots, let me tell you. Roxanne, reverse stare by Blair. Gets out the powerbomb position, but a nice combo to capitalize on the situation onto Ren. Gonna give her a chance at the pin, but that's broken up. Big time knee. Plants it into the skull of Roxanne that's already taken some heavy shots. Nikita has just been prolific in this match with them neck breakers. Now a low to combo. Hooks Ren up. Fisherman's suplex. Then the split. B flies from the sky. Keep your eyes on Nikita. She's got a chance to win it here. Ren has been flattened. Double axe misses, and then a PK from Nikita just uncorks it perfectly. Blair not done, lands that back elbow to Roxanne, and then a beautiful combo ending in a super kick onto Nikita. Davenport's just applying the damage to everyone as Roxanne sends that chair flying into Nikita across the ring. The heavy artillery not being forgotten about in this matchup as Davenport utilizing the sledgehammer. Schoolgirl pin here. Nikita trying to get it. Bridging over though is Blair into the cover herself, only good for one. Roxanne hooks it in, crossface applied. Ren unloads into Nikita. Nice offensive there, but she is able to break up the submission there by Roxanne. Blair was trapped in it for quite some time. Is susceptible to some offense here from Roxanne. Roxy knows it. A drop down and then a drop kick connects. Davenport in a difficult position because now Roxy has some weaponry. Going for the cover. Nikita slow to get him back in. As the count comes through, Davenport forced into action to kick out there. Keep your eyes on Ren. Fisherman, no, roll up. Nikita trying to steal it. Davenport distracted, and no, barely. Ren reverses the pin. Able to stay alive, and she goes for a submission. Disarmor applied. Armbar trapping Blair in a difficult situation. Already been forced to eat a couple of submissions now is Davenport. Roxanne's crossface and now Ren's armbar. Blair must be in tatters. Pinfall attempt here. Roxy trying to capitalize on the situation. Only good for 2. The inexperience of Sinclair kind of showing up here. Not able to realize the danger. Meanwhile, Davenport gets the roll up, trying to steal it. Only good for 1. That tornado kick might be good to win it. 1, 2. Davenport saved by Sinclair, who breaks the pin up. That was a difficult situation. I thought that Nikita had won it there, but not the case. Instead, it could be Roxanne down and out and Davenport winning it all here. Ren needs to break it up, and indeed she does. Davenport has Sinclair trapped on the ropes. Roxanne back to her feet. Davenport forced out the ring. Ren might be forcing Roxanne out of here. That may be not the case. Beautiful German suplex from Nikita. And it's actually Ren forced out. The ring now currently being held by, well, a downed Roxanne. All the other ladies rolled out, looking to find each other on the outside, and Nikita slowly pacing towards Davenport. Gets a hold of her. And that's a bad situation. Michinoku on the outside. Meanwhile, inside, Ren's got a chair and is cracking it over Roxanne Perez. The action returns back into the ring as Davenport heads up top. Moonstomp could be coming. No, it's just a drop kick this time. Gonna go for the cover. Submission locked in here by Ren. Not a actual hold. The referee not gonna check it. But pinfall here from Ren. That will be checked by the referee. Divorce cord by Blair connects as Roxanne Desprez lands it onto Nikita. Both Roxy and Davenport to their feet. Both former champions in NXT in some kind. Northern Lights suplex from Davenport into the bridge. The only woman, well, Ren and Nikita both not champions in WWE in some form. Pinfall here though by Ren. Ref slow to the count, but not slow is Roxanne's punishing maneuvers onto Nikita. Sends her for a ride in that German suplex. Now has to deal with potentially Davenport getting in the way. Well, Davenport is in the way now. Up, down, Michinoku. Plants her for the pin. 1, Nikita there to keep the matchup alive. Ren back into submission. Armbar locked in. Locked in deep onto Roxanne. Forces Nikita's action. Going for the cover though. Lions trying to just steal it here. 1, 2, 3. Timing is key. Ren punishing Roxanne. Locked in that armbar. But Nikita saw the chance, saw the moment. Hit the kick to the back. Forced Ren into the corner. That turnbuckle, a landing pad for the head of Ren Sinclair. And with Blair already taken out by Lions, it was a simple situation. Go for the pin, steal the win away from Ren, and take your spot at Conquest. That is what just happened for Nikita Lyons. And she gets to go toe-to-toe with Julia once more. As we actually see it here, just landing that flurry of shots onto Blair. Then flies through, puts Ren in that top turnbuckle pad. And then steals it with the pin on Roxanne.
Here is your winner, Nikita Lyons.
Now, the Lions roaring into a conquest. Will it be successful? We will have to see. Well, it's time for a change of pace. One that starts with no fear. Penta looking to forge a path of destruction here tonight.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from Ecatepec, Mexico, weighing in at 87 kilos, Penta!
The Lucha legend himself strutting confidently into the ring. We've already seen some confident struts that led to victory in our opener with Obafemi netting that W. Can Penta repeat that effort and earn the dub here tonight? But stood in front of him is a formidable member of the Judgment Day.
And his opponent, representing the Judgment Day, from Charlotte, North Carolina, weighing in at 220 pounds, R-Truth!
Your eyes do not deceive you. R-Truth. No longer freestyling. No rapping. All business here in this one. Channeling his inner Damian Priest with this look. Truth looking to forge a new path forward. Well, Crowd certainly behind Penta here. Get underway, and that's a big pump kick from Truth. A Jimmy and a jive around the world. He tries to drop the leg. Penta's not having any of his bullshit. They lock up, and Penta gonna take Truth to the corner. Will we see a clean break? The answer, no. Truth hits back. Super kick attempted, not gonna hit, but the second time of asking, it does. Penta, obviously high-flying lucha legend, known for his big strikes as well. Truth, when he's on his game, brings unique, innovative offense. Certainly that channels his favorite of all time, the greatest of all time, John Cena. But as these two lock up for the third time, wrench applied, going to be reversed, and in fact ended with a nice arm drag down into the mat. Penta, you expect to hear those gunshot-like chops coming off the chest of Truth, who's smartly decided to wear a shirt for this one. Realizing, obviously, them chops will hurt if he doesn't have it, but he's hooked up Penta into the powerbomb. Goes for the cover off it as well, but near fall, only good for one, and Truth certainly angry by only getting the one there. He thought he'd done a lot more damage. Anyway, up, down, Falcon Arrow. Delivered with ease there by Truth onto Penta. Spins around to deliver a clocking shot. The what's up heard around the ring as an Irish whip comes through. Truth, flapjack. Just beautifully executed there. Keeping the pressure onto Penta. Obviously, if you keep Penta grounded, in fact, it's typical of most wrestlers if you keep him grounded. They're not that much of a threat. Obviously, when you look at the likes of Kurt Angle, Zack Sabre Jr., Bryan Danielson, those technical wrestlers who want to be on the mat, then it's a bit of a difficult situation or a different scenario and story where you don't want to kind of grapple with them on the mat, I should say. But keeping him down there is certainly good as Truth looking for a little bit of a 5-knuckle shuffle, misses though. Penta tries to go for the haymaker kick but misses as well. Truth tries to drop the axe. Penta tries to hit the drop kick. It's only a punch from Truth that's going to land, but then a tornado DDT might have changed this situation. And Truth now has control firmly in his grasp. Goes for the cover. Quite close to the ropes is Penta. Not going to need to grab it. Instead, just kicks out with authority. Truth keeping the pressure on low. Snapping that neck back. He's not done yet. He might be looking for a nice kick to the face. Indeed, it was. The drop kick misses, though. And Penta gonna capitalize. Up high with Truth, but Truth escapes it. That dangerous situation not gonna come through. Now it may be Truth with a dangerous one. Sidewalk slam connects. Puts it down. Penta. And Truth tries to go 5-knuckle off the top. John Cena is childhood hero. Not going to be working in his favor just yet. Penta. Up, down. Tilt the world backbreaker. Connects with ease. Super kick as well. This time, the shot connects. Springboard. Senton. It's so easy for Penta to land, and it's so interesting that the maneuvers you expect to be coming out with such speed as... I'm going to shut up for this. Oh! You hear the gunshot as finally the glove comes off. I thought it would have come off before the chop came through, but not the case. Penta caught though, and Truth into the cover. Only good for one, but talking about Penta, and you look at how he walks to the ring. It's not really cockiness, but he slows the tempo down to what he wants. And it's so interesting to watch him in this ring. The tempo that he sets is Truth. Pump handle. He uses Penta's own maneuver against him. The Penta driver, good for two. But not onto Truth. Instead, onto the originator. As I was saying, was Truth this time hits that leg drop. Penta executes with that calm, slow speed some of the quickest maneuvers in the game. And it catches stars off guard as they expect something with a little bit more like ferocity. But then when it hits you, you're just like, what just happened? And that's why when you see that Penta driver, it's the slow setup of the pump handle into that very quick drive into the mat. And that's what sets Penta apart from most of the other competitors. As he slowly takes position around Truth, takes him up top into the Phantom's carry. He's not able to land it just yet as Truth fights him off, but you see the slow, methodical setup happening from Penta. Dropping the elbow. Now he's fired up. Again, slow setup puts him in the corner. Drops him down, but Truth, he is not messing around here. Just evading all of Penta's heavy offense. Sends him for a run. And a beautiful twisting drop kick from Truth, followed up with a leg drop. We haven't really discussed Truth at all as a prospect in winning this match, but he has certainly got it. But now Penta sets him up. Penta driver. Not going to opt for the cover. Instead, he realizes he probably needs a little more. Never mind. He goes for the cover. Near fall there. Almost put away Truth. Nah, Truth. Gonna need to respond. A drop down, a leapfrog. And Penta, sling blade. Bides his time to strike while the iron's hot. And it's opportunistic moments that work out for Penta. Has a hold of our Truth right now. Sets him up in the corner. Irish whip. Reversal. Penta up, over. Back. Stabber. Truth in trouble. Taken up and then eats a backbreaker. Penta into the cover again. 1, 2. No. Ah, Truth. He is reeling. As now that arm in trouble of being snapped. Zero, Miedo, bang! Truth's arm might be broken here, and well, Penta's gonna make him pay. No, never mind. Truth's still able to use it. Up on the shoulders. Attitude adjustment. 1, 2. No, nearly. A preemptive 1 count from me. I expected it to be it, but Truth, what a performance. This time hits the 5-knuckle shuffle. He's not done yet. Removing the top turnbuckle pad is an interesting strategy. Hits the knees to the face. Now, he's lying in wait, looking to strike for the perfect time, but misses on the snapback of the knee. But he catches him. Roll up, schoolboy. He absorbs the super kick to get the pinfall attempt. Only good for 2, but that hits him. With that ricocheting flatliner. And no Nurley. Somehow, Truth unable to get the win just yet. But he has been phenomenal in this one. Penta has as well, but Truth's had the best showing. But I may have spoke too soon as Penta escapes out the back. He's going to go for the cover here. 1, 2. He gets the W, but very much off of nothing. Truth kind of probably used all his last gasps of energy to try and earn the win. But in the end, Penta had more in the tank and just drove him into the mat for the finish. A solid performance by both men. Both deserve to win it, but only one can do so, and it is Penta that finishes on top after this matchup. Well, we're 3 bouts into this episode of Breakdown. 3 more to come at you. Let's head into an interesting 4th as we watch the remainder of this matchup. Honestly, that could have been it there when Truth hit the recoil, but no. Penta steals it.
Here is your winner, Penta!
Not necessarily steals it, but seals it in the end. Solid performance for him, but with Conquest on the horizon, what does the future hold for Penta here in IPW? Well, it's certainly been a while since we've heard this theme. As the former challengers
The following is a tag team match set for one fall. On the way to the ring, Nick E. Bel-R and Britt Bel-R.
Two
Mean Sisters.
fatal influences. Women's Tag Team Championships, obviously losing in that tables match. Tonight, the Bellas have a chance to come back in tag team action. Can they do it? We will have to see. Certainly one of the solidest teams here in the women's division. Tuesday night we saw the tag champs in action, but in a winning affair against Thea Hale and Jordan Grace. But it was obviously a close affair.
And their opponents, first, representing Damage Control from Tokyo, Japan, Io Sky.
But how about this? Io Sky taking to the ring for tag team action. And it's hard to believe, but she is a former tag team champion in her own right. Something that the Bellas are yet to achieve in their career is a tag team gold together. Both obviously former Divas champions. Io, though, former women's world champion. One of the best to ever do it. Certainly a full Hall of Fame career for Sky. NXT championships as well. And well, that tag team gold was earned alongside this lady as Kai and Sky take to breakdown.
And representing Damage Control from Auckland, New Zealand, Dakota Kai.
Kai, leader of Team Kick, looking for some good here in 2026. Failed to qualify for Conquest, losing out in the second qualifier 2 weeks ago now. Now, in tag team action, maybe looking to forge a path towards the women's tag gold. Certainly a potential thing. In fact, maybe a tag team championship eliminator in the future for one of these two teams. Io takes control early over Brie Bella as the boots to the back connects here by Sky. Sky, a former Showdown finalist, competed against Liv Morgan for the Ruby Belt in the first ever title bout for said championship. And since then, it's really kind of took a side stance in IPW. Not really been seen too often as a championship threat. Tag team action's probably the most commonplace we'll have seen her in recent times, but both her and Kai looking to make 2026 their year as they now go toe-to-toe with one of the strongest tag teams that IPW's women's division can put together. Nikki Bella taking over here in this matchup. The power and the resiliency of this lineup. Brie, the more agile, the speedster, the high-flying offensive Bella. Hits the leaping shoulder tackle. Assisted there by her sister. And, well, the Bellas, obviously, their methods and means of winning have changed over the years. It used to be all about that twin magic, but that edge has slightly changed as they've aged and different aspects have changed. And that it now comes down to their raw skill. Let's be honest, they're both solid in-ring athletes and very hard to contend with, as these two currently in the ring, I'd say similar in style, technical wrestling in their repertoire. Kai, submissions with that finisher alongside the chiropractor. It's all about the kicks for both ladies as the leader of Team Kick unleashes a flurry to the back of Brie's knees. Io Sky, kind of the odd woman out, I feel, in this bout. Very much, I would say, a risk taker. High-flying, innovative offense. There's a reason why she's called the genius of the sky. But currently is a tag champion in WWE. I forgot to mention that bit when I was unraveling her accomplishments. This time not with Dakota Kai, who's phenomenally performing in this matchup. Nice Hurricane Rana there. Of Io's current reign with Rhea Ripley. Another woman in IPW that's kind of to the wayside. You always recognize her as a threat. As Kai forces Brie into the submission hold. Nikki trying to break it up. In fact, does so. With assistance from Brie. The knee's going to break it. Nice snap vertical suplex from Brie. But as I was saying, it is interesting to just note that the skills and where these stars are. It's obviously we kind of just started to mention Rhea Ripley, who is very much a talented main event star that is recognized as one, similar to Io. But in IPW, their chances few and far between. Obviously, Rhea's had a more recent title shot in comparison to Io. Rhea challenged Liv twice, I believe, for the belt. Speaking of Liv, obviously regained the gold against Nia Jax in our first week after the Winter Classic in 2026. And New Year's Clash obviously ended with Nia winning it all and then losing the belt. That is not the best way to enter 2026. Certainly the most inopportune, but regardless of the fact, you got a feeling that Nia and Liv's feud not done yet. Maybe a potential rubber match. As Dakota charging in. Big boot connects in the corner. And now boot scraping across Brie's face to follow it up with a big broski boot. That's a nice flurry of offense from Dakota, who's not done yet. Has a chance to maybe put away a Hall of Famer in Brie Bella. Io working well with Dakota. Gonna snap Brie's head across that top rope to set up for a pinfall attempt here. Only good for 2. And Dakota knows it. Needs to go for the kill shot. This might be it. Detonation kick to the head. Going for the cover now. Nikki forced into the ring. Gonna break it up. Keep the matchup alive for the Bellas. So far, I've got to say that Kai and Sky have not missed a beat since their last ever tag bout. As Dakota is really carrying this team. Io's not really had to get her feet wet in this one just yet. The Bellas, though, still working as a tandem. Nikki now legal after Brie absorbed a lot of punishment, and Brie allowed Nikki chance now to strike. A Bella Buster from Nikki. And now, an attempt. No, it's not going to be an attempt at a rack attack. Instead, it's going to be a knee breaker. Dakota crawling slowly, trying to get to the safety of her corner and a tag out to Io, but not going to happen just yet. Instead, Brie cuts her off and now going to unload. Bella Buster. We saw it from Nikki. Now we got one from Brie. Pinfall attempt not even going to be counted because Io utilizes her speed to get into the ring and break that pinfall up. Nikki returns to the action. An Irish whip and a gut punch. That's just so gruesome to take. Ripcord lariat. And that was an explosive one at that. Pinfall onto Dakota. Good for a 2. Barely able to get that shoulder up. And while I was saying that Dakota's put on one good showing. She's now overstayed her welcome. Trapped in the corner and forced to absorb some heavy punishment now from the Bella Twins. Shoulder block launched into Dakota by Nikki, and then Breeze followed it up with the yes kicks, channeling her husband to deliver a potential knockout shot. 1, 2, kick out. Dakota stays alive. The only former IPW champion in this matchup is Dakota Kai. Former television champion. Io, yet to win gold. Same story for the Bellas. But the Bellas looking the best in this matchup though. Crossface applied, the label lock in deep, gonna get the tap out victory. As Kai could not escape and Io not allowed back into the ring after already breaking up one pinfall attempt. Simple as you like, it was effective offense from the Bellas to close this out. Once they saw that Dakota had kind of exhausted her flurry of offense, they isolated her, picked her apart, and then gave her no opportunity to fire back. They stopped her from escaping. And Dakota did try several times to make it to safety. But every time, I think it was Bree that just stopped the escape, the scurry. And now, gonna think that the Bellas are in good stead for a title fight. Title eliminator might be looming, but we shall see. Well,
here are your winners, Nick E. Bell-R and Britt Bell-R.
well with this
Mean Sisters.
Well, with this one in the books, it's time to go to the co-main event. A big battle. Who will settle the score? Let's find out as we send it to the matchup. Well, we have another title eliminator as the champ is in the house.
The following is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from England, weighing in at 220 pounds, the prestigious World Champion, Will Ospreay.
Obviously, Ospreay will be defending that belt at Conquest against Kevin Nash, but a future opportunity could be on the horizon for his opponent. So, even if Ospreay loses the belt at Conquest to big sexy Kevin Nash, if Ospreay's opponent tonight wins, chances are he could be in with a shot. In fact, the first shot at Kevin Nash's title, if Nash does win. We shall see as we find out who Ospreay faces as the Shark approaches.
And his opponent, representing Imperium from Vienna, Austria, weighing in at 250 pounds, Gunther!
I would not want to be Ospreay right now. Going up against the Austrian, the ring general, Gunther. Expect heavy hitting chops and just a brutish style to be imposed against the aerial assassin. The ring is sacred, and it is a no-fly zone. Ospreay's about to be swatted out the air by Gunther. An epic co-main event ahead of us as we see the two stars set to square off. You see the imposing figure that Gunther is as well. He eats a Pele. This is the first maneuver of the matchup. Gunther did look for an early chop to not allow Ospreay to get rolling, but the champion, once he gets going, solid ring prowess for Ospreay. Been champion for quite some time here in IPW. Since the showdown in the middle of 2025. So close to 7 months here for Ospreay holding that belt. And naturally he has been a fighting champion. I'd say only Fallon frickin' Henley has more title defenses than him here in IPW, but title defenses versus level of competition needs to be questioned overall because, well, as it stands, competition that Ospreay has faced has been, I'd say, fairly even, kind of thick and fast in terms of style, as Ospreay now taking over, controlling Gunther, pulling away at that leg stump. Gonna lock up here with the big man, and Gunther obviously more powerful, stronger, taller in stature as well. Forces Ospreay down, and there's the big boot from Ospreay taking over, popping up, tries to hit that corkscrew splash, utilizing a double pop-up there as well to get extra bounce and height into the shot. Poison Rana, the champion, he's pulling out all the stops here to deal with the ring general. Not something that you typically see from Ospreay. As well, Gunther, he's got it locked in. And rear naked, almost trapping Ospreay center of the ring, but Ospreay barely connects there with that springboard Pele, I believe. And now, combo gonna not work out for him. The second boot shot caught. Ospreay escapes out the back door. Scorpion death drop. Paying homage to the legend that is Sting, and now paying homage to his hero. Hooks him up. He teamed with him last week. The Styles Clash comes through. And that, a precursor to this. It's maybe a beheading as the hidden blade connects on the ring general. 1, 2. Gunther. Wobbly legs, springboard, cross body or splash from Ospreay connects. Gunther struggling. Needs to come back into this. May be able to do so with a trapped Ospreay in the corner. Perches him on the top turnbuckle. Not where you want to be for Ospreay, because you are choked across that corner. The boot just perched on the neck. It's brutal. Ring general, though, took his time, took too long, and Ospreay is going to capitalize. returns him to the ring. Now, the Aerial Assassin lines up Gunther, charges in, but no, took too long himself. And Gunther, though, misses with the T-Rex dropkick. This is Ospreay's chance to shine. This time, well, no. Both men really trying to just hit the big shot, but takes too long. Every time, Gunther needs to change that avenue of attack. Ospreay has done. Double underhook. Up top for Storm Breaker. Gunther down for the count. 1, 2, 3. No. Barely. Only probably a pin difference from Ospreay picking up the win. And when I say pin, I mean like a thumbtack pin. Because referee Kevin's hand almost hit the mat. And now, Gunther angry, annoyed, that T-Rex dropkick into that rear naked once more. Ospreay able to escape it. And champion, well, he knows his belt's not on the line. He wants to eliminate a massive threat from contention. Gunther might have different plans, hooks him up and brings him down. We've seen the powerbomb early in the show pick up a W. This time it's not going to do that. Gunther kicks out. Well, Ospreay kicks out, I should say. Gunther looking to keep the pressure on, can't do so. And now the champion, an Irish whip reversal. He's sent flying. And Gunther, he's looking to punish. Onto the apron. Back drop. Right across the spine. That could certainly cause a stinger for Ospreay, but it doesn't seem to have, as he drops Gunther with a Scorpion Death Drop. Now some big boots to the head of Gunther. The champion's fired up here. Avoids the drop kick again. The champion learning, but he's getting too cocky. Gunther's capitalizing. Seatbelt suplex. And a German suplex to follow it up. Off the ropes, he just lands with his body weight onto the champion. And Gunther's calling his shot here. None of them big chops just yet, but you've got to feel they're coming. As he gun stuns Ospreay. And then drops a knee. This is certainly falling out of favor for the champion. That's the chop. Vicious in execution. And you can see the welts starting to form already on the chest of the champion. Ospreay in trouble. Hooked up this time. Rear naked applied. Has Gunther done enough here to earn the W? Indeed he has! A title shot in the future for the ring general. Ospreay, I had a feeling he may have been looking on the outside for that hidden blade, but failed to connect. Gunther just stopped it. But you gotta say, in the closing stages of the match, Gunther put on one heck of a show. He tried to start the match with that chop, but could not connect, as we said. Then when he did towards the tail end, it was nightmare for the champion. Just trapped in a world of hurt. And Gunther takes home the W. obviously wasn't clean. We see Ospreay landing that Stormbreaker. Already a hidden blade in the replays been shown. Champion was flashy but got caught, and then this. The symphony continued. Powerbomb. Then the choke. Put Ospreay out for good.
Here is your winner, Gunther!
Victorious in the co-main event. We have one more match. It's a Conquest qualifier. Let's head to it. Well, let's get to it. It's main event time. A Conquest qualifier at that as well. Well, it's time to bring the LWO.
It's a fatal four-way match. Making her way to the ring, representing the LWO from Queens, New York, Zelina Vega.
Speed, agility, and high-flying offense, all in a small bundle. That describes Zelina Vega to a T. A phenomenal wrestler. Former United States champion, I believe. Looking to reach them heights again. But to get there, she's got to go through an MMA specialist. Strikes galore from Miss Zoe Stark.
And her opponents, first, representing the Pure Fusion Collective from Las Vegas, Nevada, Zoe Stark.
It's all about how she strikes. Knockout power in those knees and legs. Stark has the capability of taking over this matchup in a flash. What's more, she also brings some heavy agility, speed to the kit. Going up against, obviously, a speedy star in Vega who does have more high-flying skills in her arsenal. Well, we're seeing Caden Carter's partner, Katana Chance, falling short in a qualifier.
And from the Philippines, Caden Carter.
It's now time for Caden Carter to step up to the plate and try to take down and do something her partner has already failed to do. The Conquest qualifier is ramping up here, and in all honesty, I've got a feeling this could be probably the best one we've seen all through the qualifiers. It's a lot of short, speedy ladies who all bring different kits and arsenal. Kind of brings a bit more power, innovation to the style that she likes to go with. And that's a hard thing to deal with overall. Huh? But she's on prime time. What is Kiana James doing here?
Representing Fatal Influence from Sioux City, Iowa, Kiana James.
Well, the only thing that can come to mind for why Kiana James is here is the fact that the tag champs can compete on both shows. Is Fatal Influence enacting Freebird rules? Don't know, it's hard to speculate, but if they are, that just takes this to a whole new level. Full Fatal Invasion could be coming. And if Kiana James does get to Conquest and does win the Sapphire Championship. Well, the fatal domination could be happening. Anyway, as we focus in on this matchup, I'd say Kiana, the outlier in this style of matchup, less about speed, more about raw power, and just generally dominating her opponents. Bringing a more vicious style of offensive, as well as that more linebacker-esque style. The preppy princess is certainly a hard nut to crack, and I've got a feeling that while Stark and Vega and Carter may struggle to do so, that being said, it is Kaden working over Kiana James right now. On the other side of things, it's the Battle of the Z's as Zoe and Zelina are starting to fight as the action spills to ringside. Kendo stick in the hands now of Zelina Vega. And while she's using that weapon to good usage, as she cranks it across Stark and then sends Zoe into the steel steps. Roll up here. Small package. Almost gets a count. Not near to that decisive 3 just yet, as this matchup obviously only just started. Stark now, weaponry in hand, cracking it across Kiana James. Vega gets hung up on the rope, springboard, delayed. Splash there from Carter, connects with it though. Lends it onto both Stark and Vega. Zelina feeling herself here in control, but Kiana's going to make her pay for getting a bit too brash and cocky. Just delivering a heavy powerbomb. A gut-wrench powerbomb that's just beautifully executed by the Fatal Influence member. Now another kendo stick in the hands of someone in this battle. It's Kiana James. Well, she's gonna drop it, and that may be best for her. She can now go in the offensive alongside Vega. Dropping! In a sheer drop motion, Stark. Backstabber from Vega connects, and all four ladies know the stakes. Crucifix bomb from Carter. As we saw in the earlier part of the show, it's down to picking your spot. Springboard tornado DDT. But it's picking your spot. Catching the two other ladies that are going to be contesting the pin off guard. And then pinning the third to get the W. That is this sort of matchup in a nutshell. Or it is just beating everyone to a pulp and dominating. Right now, none of these ladies are in that dominating position. Kiana swirly onto the kendo. Drops Kaden for a massive ride into it. I'm surprised Carter has not been busted open just yet, thanks to that heavy impact. Meanwhile, inside the ring, Stark heads up top, high rent district, looking to fly, but Vega may have stopped it. Well, certainly took Stark off the path she wanted to take. Vega. Pretty deep, bulldog. It's not unprettier, but it's a similar type attack, but not to the same level. Vega obviously looking for that code red. Zoe that 3-6 knee. And then Carter likes to head to the skies and hit a massive senton. Also has a submission in her arsenal. And then for Kiana James, it's that 401k. That prolific flatliner. But that is a prolific Stark move. The 3-6 knee connects. Pinfall attempt here. 1. And a kick out. Slow from our referee as she watched on this submission hold. Stark. This evades danger as Kiana going to try and swoop in and steal the pin. Kaden not allowing it. Going to send Kiana for a run. Takes out the leg. But that's a weapon. It's a chunkler in play as Stark launched it into Carter. And Carter now takes Kiana, flatliner connects into the cover. 1, 2, and Zelina Vega breaks that one up. The electricity inside the breakdown arena could certainly be felt here tonight as well. All 4 of these ladies putting on a show here in the main event. Carter forced out the ring as Vega picks up the chunkler, not going to be able to use it. Eats a spine buster instead. Now it's kendo sticker clock going to bust it over Zelina. Pinfall attempt here. Zoe's not going to break it up. That could have been the end of it all. Kiana almost winning right then and there. Speaking of Kiana, 401k planting Vega. Pinfall attempt. Zoe sliding into the shot. As that was happening, and Kiana almost gets the W. Able to break up Stark's follow-up pin, though. Now, a nice sliding knee to the body. Kiana is starting to take control here. Oh, sheer backbreaker. A very vicious shot there across that shoulder of Kiana's into the back and the spine of Vega. It's impactful. It's heavy artillery. Speaking of heavy artillery, the 3-6 knee from Stark connects. And now it's a home run time for Kiana, but she's not able to land it. Kaden, fireman's carry. Drops the leg. Stark flies in and drop kicks Kiana. Now it's the 2 big hitters going toe to toe, and Stark puts Carter in the corner. Will she be able to capitalize? The answer is no, because Zoe's having a little fun with the ropes. Zelina back to her feet. Charges in, grabs a hold of Carter. Dragon Sleeper locked in, broken up by Zoe Stark, and well, that's going to put an end to Zelina's offensive flurry. As now Stark looking to capitalize. Chunkler in hand, just uncorks it in the center of the ring. Oh! And just yeets it into Kiana James. I think Kiana was going for that knee shot, that kind of shotgun style knee to the neck and chin area of Kaden Carter, but that's caught off, and that's a rolling, what's it called? Green Bay plunge from Stark onto Carter. Carter watching on as she allows Kaden to get the swinging neck breaker onto Stark. Tries to capitalize, but Carter wise to it. Delivers a jawbreaker onto her. Pinfall here, the code red gonna do it. And Vega victorious here in our main event. A massive W here, and out of nowhere, Vega stole this, really. I'm intrigued to see just how the rest of the field was shaped up at the time of the pin. Who was down and out, but realistically, a deserved W for Vega here. Picked her moment correctly. This could have been it, though. Able to kick out of that situation, and then the 401k. Able to kick out of that as well. 1, 2, and then the big kick. And that frustrated Kiana James heavily. But then it's Vega returning to the ring, capitalizing on Carter's maneuver. Hits her then with the code red, and yes, Stark's out of the equation. So is Kiana James, who's barely recovering.
Here is your winner, Zelina Vega.
And Zelina claims spot number 7 at Conquest. Well, next week we have 2 more qualifiers on both, well, on one of each show. But we've also got IPW Underground this Saturday/Sunday, depending on how I feel. I'll see you then.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss, that's fact, taking